Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to APSAC's online support program. Today, we will be discussing prepositions of movement and sentence adverbs from Unit 3, Move On Up. The resources required are textbook, workbook, notebook, pencil, and a blue gel pen. Introduction. In this lesson, the students will learn what are prepositions of movement and where to use them, where to use sentence adverbs like also, as well, to, either, and though. But first, thought of the day. Get up every morning and tell yourself, I can do this. Yes, positive thoughts to start your day, and you will see that everything works your way. The objectives for today are: students will be able to learn the prepositions of movement and where to use them, what are sentence adverbs and where and how they are used. Let's talk about prepositions of movement. Now these show movement from one place to another place. It also describes movement and we usually use them with verbs of motion. We use prepositions at the beginning of nouns or noun phrases. Let's take a look at some of the prepositions of movement. Across, around, away from, down, into, off, onto, out, over, past, through, toward, under, and up. But here we will be discussing few of the prepositions of movement. Let's start with into. I walked quickly into the room. Get into the car. So we are moving from one place to another place. We will use into. Sometimes people just use in, but here the appropriate form would be into the room or into the car. Out of. I saw them get out of the taxi. They ran out of the room. So you see, when you move towards something, to one place to another, you use into, or when you are coming out, you will use out of. Towards. He got up and walked towards me. He ran towards the sea. So when we move to one place or person, we use towards. Over. He jumped over the fence. We flew over the mountains. So when we are going from above something without touching that, we use over. Under. It's bad luck to walk under a ladder. We drove under the bridge. A very simple example would be, we are sitting under the table. Along. We walked quietly along the beach. I ran along a narrow path. So when we walk with something and that thing stretches to a distance, we will use along. Around. I went around the corner. The moon goes around the earth. Across. Jessica swam across the river. I ran across the street. So here, when we cross something from the middle, we use across. Through. They drove through the tunnel. I ran through the street. So here we are moving forward. That is why we use through. And in the previous one, across, there in the street, we are moving from left to right. I hope the difference is clear now. For your task 1, from student book, page 40, exercise 1 and 3 in textbook, and from workbook, page 24, exercise 1 and 3 in workbook, and page 24, exercise 2 in your notebooks. Let's start with sentence adverbs now. Now, what are actually we are talking about? We are talking about those words that modify verbs. For example, stop it, you are eating quickly. They are talking loudly when they know they are disturbing others. So here in these examples, quickly and loudly are modifying our verbs. Words that modify other adverbs. For example, stop it, you are eating extremely quickly. So we are modifying the adverbs more. They are talking very loudly when they know they are disturbing others. So extremely and very are modifying the adverbs more. The words that modify adjectives. For example, my teacher seems very nice. This scooty is extremely fast. So very and extremely are modifying our adjectives. Words that give information about time or place. For example, she's been in this city since yesterday. Do you believe my father now? So here, yesterday refers to a place and now refers to time. But we will be discussing few of them. Let's see. Also, this actually connects two ideas in separate sentences and is used before the main verb. For example, Winnie works in Singapore. She also lives there. So lives is our main verb and we are using also. And here the two sentences are connected. I visited Tokyo last year. I also visited Africa. So visited is our main verb and we have used also because it relates to our previous sentence and we are connecting the two. But it is also used after the verb be. For example, I'm feeling hungry after visiting Disneyland. I'm also tired. As well, this also connects two ideas in separate sentences, but it is used at the end of the sentence. For example, James and John took the ferry across Sydney Harbour. They went to Chinatown as well. So this also connects the previous sentence and it is used at the end of the sentence. 2. This also is used to connect two ideas in a separate sentence and is used at the end of the sentence. For example, she took a plane to Karachi. He was on the plane too. So here we are saying that he was also present with she in the same place. Either this is to connect two ideas in different negative sentences and is used at the end of the sentence. For example, she didn't take the bus. She didn't walk either. So this also connects the previous idea but in the negative way. Though, to show a contrast between two ideas, but it is also used at the end of the sentence. He went by bus. We went by train though. So you see here that this is a contrast and we are contrasting two ideas about him and us. So that's why though is used at the end. So I'm sure these sentence adverbs are very much clear to you. For your task 2, from textbook, page 42, exercise 1 in notebook and exercise 2 in school notebooks. And from workbook, page 26, exercise 1 and 2 in workbook. Let's take a quick recap. We have learned the prepositions of movement and where to use them, what are sentence adverbs, and where and how they are used. So I hope you have learned these topics quite well. Take care of yourself, students, and your family. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.